Hey y'all, it's Michael, and today I'm here to do the book Postscript 2018 tag. Well, since it's 2019, I'm gonna do it this year. This tag was created by Adam from Memento Mori. He created it last year, and I love his reasonings for making the tag because it really does avoid like the best of the worst of books. Just because also I'm planning on making a video, so I don't want to be redundant. I'll link the original video down below so you can check it out. When I was answering these questions for this tag for this year, I am avoiding all short story collections that I read. And that's because in a separate video, I want to talk about my favorite short stories that I read this year. And I'm really excited for that because, as you know, I really love short stories. So there are no short story collections on this list. Oh, it's windy. So the first question is, the longest book you read this year and book that took you the longest to finish. This is so easy. I didn't even have to think about this at all. And that's obviously The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, translated by Robin Buss. This book took me 2 months to read. Just 2 months to read just because I was going along with the read along from Didi from Brown Girl Reading. And y'all, I loved this book so much. Like, I loved it from the beginning to the end. I was on the edge of my seat, and at one point with the read along I was like, I just want to read more. Like, I was behind, and then I caught up because it is 1,276 pages. Like, it is a beast of a novel. Actually, let me check my my Bookly app and it'll tell me how long it took me to read it. Where is it? Oh, it took me roughly 32 hours over. Wild. Yeah, oh my god, I love this book so much. It's obvious like what my favorite book of the year is, just if you just look at my reaction. Context clues. I will talk about it later on whenever our live show is, and I'll talk about it more, obviously. It is one of those books where I was reading it and I was like, this is why I love reading. This is why I love reading. It was so much fun. It's so layered. Just, I loved it. I really loved this book. It took me 2 months because I was going along with the read along, and I thought it was such a fun, like, I thought the way that Didi broke it down, it was fantastic. It was so fun. Oh my god, I love that book. I loved it. Oh, I will talk more about it coming up soon, but y'all, that book is so good. Okay, question number 2. A book you read in 2019 that was outside of your comfort zone. So my first initial reaction to I already know the book, but I think I chose 2 for this. First off, the first one is The Pisces by Melissa Broder. Yeah, so I talked about this when I was reading, attempting to read some of the books from the Dan Booker long list. The Pisces was definitely interesting. It's basically merman sex, Greek mythology. Yo, it was definitely out of my comfort zone, but I didn't pick that. In my opinion, that wasn't that much of a comfort zone as the book that I really chose for this. And this is a book I really didn't get a chance to talk about it in a video, but I did read it because I was planning. Here's a little behind the scenes. I planned on a video about this, but I didn't post it. Like, I finished it, but I was like, I wasn't satisfied with the video, so I was just like, I'm not gonna post it. But that one is The Story of O by Pauline Reggae, translated by John Paul Hand. Yeah, this book is what 50 Shades tried to be and couldn't even come close. While it made me really get out of my comfort zone, in a way, I really enjoyed it. The Story of O is about O. It starts off as her going to this chateau and come to find out that, I wouldn't say she gets roped in, but she gets into basically BDSM. One of my favorite things about this is that I learned a lot, especially about this dominant and submissive type of relationship that she developed, not only with her master, but also with other people too. I was like, whoa. And y'all, there were some steamy scenes in this. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, I am not joking when I said this is what 50 Shades of Grey wanted to be. Like, it can't even come close. Because they do things that I was like, oh, it's so risque. It's like one of those books where you kind of like don't want anyone to see you reading it because it's like so sexual, but everything is so consensual. There are moments where she hesitates because it's like, do I want to do it? And a lot of it comes from like her not knowing it, like not knowing what will happen, but then eventually she agrees to do it. And y'all, there's some wild scenes in this. They're like but y'all, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. I really liked it. I really liked it, and it made me want to read more erotica. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh. Next question. How many books did you reread in 2018? None. So I was looking at my Goodreads like reading goal, and I was looking at the books that I read this year, and y'all, it's kind of sad. I didn't reread any books that I was like, did I? I was like, yeah, no. I guess there was no rereading this year. That's just how the cookie crumbles. The next question is favorite reread of 2018. Yeah. The next question after that, number 5. A book you read for the first time in 2019 that you look forward to rereading in the future. It's the Catalan, of course, though. I want to reread this again just like a couple of years from now, and I can tell myself it's gonna be so much fun rereading it again, because since you know how it's gonna since I know how it's gonna end and like his motivation, like how it's gonna stack, it's gonna be so much fun. And while y'all, even though that book is like what, 1,300, 1,200 pages, it flies by so fast. But I would love to reread it again. Like, yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. The next one. Favorite single short story or novella that you read in 2018? Once again, I will make a video about this coming up, so we're gonna skip that for now. The next one is Mass Appeal, a book you like and would recommend to a wide variety of readers. Now, the first thing I thought of this, come say it with me, is the Count of Monte Cristo. I was like, bro, I loved it. I would literally recommend this to every reader. Like, I would recommend this to every single reader. Every type of reader will find something out of it, because in the surface it seems very like you could take it as just like a fun revenge story that Dante's, he's just so scorned, so he takes out this revenge, but it has so many layers and it's so much fun, y'all. I mean, I guess I'll pick a different book because like I don't want to keep talking about the Count of Monte Cristo, but y'all, the Count of Monte Cristo, it's so good. It is a book I think you would love. Like, yes, it's 1,300 pages. There are a lot of characters and different names of these characters, but it is so approachable and it's never bogged down by the complexity of it. And while it is complex, it's still so simple at the same time. I loved it. It's so good. Okay, anyways, another one that I chose to pick besides that, it's another French book, and that's Dangerous Liaisons by Pierre Chauderlot Delacroix, translated by Helen Constantine. I read this book along with Didi for Brown Girl Reading. Well, not this book, the read along for February. Oh my god, the name of the book is escaping me. Why, Michael? Why is it escaping me? Unforgivable Love by Safrania Scott. Oh my gosh. So Unforgivable Love is a retelling of Dangerous Liaisons. So I read Dangerous Liaisons so I can see like the relationship between the two. I mean, I would even recommend Unforgivable Love if you want to check that out. But yeah, I thought was both of those books were really good, and I love it because it's so messy. It is so messy, but like in the best way possible. Dangerous Liaisons was crazy, and again, it's one of those novels where there is a barrier with a whole bunch of characters, but once you get the hang of it, the payoff at the end is so good. Like, the payoff is so worth it. Next one is Specialized Appeal, a book you like but would be hesitant to recommend to just anyone. This one was kind of hard for me to pick, but I did decide on Flights by Olga Tokarczuk. Translated by Jennifer Croft. So I made this video like in the beginning of the year. I was just reading it because like, sure, why not? And then a few months later, I started noticing, I was like, why like this? the view time on that video started spiking and people started leaving comments that aren't my usual people who leave comments, and I was like, what is going on? But come to find out, she won the Nobel Peace Prize, so that's why. But I say this as a specialized type of recommendation because it's one of those books where it's not for every reader, especially if you're one of those that like a streamlined storytelling and like story in general, and that's because it's not streamlined at all. In a way it is, but if you want to look at it like that, but I can see how it's streamlined. But it's one of those things where you have to kind of give yourself up to the book, because in the end, will it be worth it? And in my opinion, I think it is. I thought it was such a fun, like one of those books. Go check out my review. I'll link it here, and go check it out because I think it's one of those books. I think it's worth it. Like, even though you might get confused, especially in the beginning, and there are some crazy stuff in there. Like there's some like bodies getting cut up. It's so cool, but I liked it. I really liked it. The penultimate question on here is reflect on your year as a bookish content creator, goals met, good/bad memories, favorite videos you made, etc. I'm gonna keep this answer pretty short just because I've been talking about my year, especially with these Vlogmas videos, for the past few videos, so I don't want to be too repetitive. But if anything, I think about, well, like goals met. You saw the video, those two videos, so yeah, there's that. Good, bad memories. Ooh, okay. Is that bookish or like personal? Because slip. Favorite videos you made. Okay, so if anything, the one thing that I am incredibly proud of and I really enjoyed this year was, as I mentioned in the previous Vlogmas in the video, as you can tell, is my short story collection videos and how I review books in regards by using the vlog, like the vlogging style. I'm really so, y'all don't even know, I love those short story collection reviews. They were so much fun to make. I just really liked it, and my favorite part about making those videos is when people would comment. They themselves take notes when they're doing the short stories, and so they were like, oh yeah, I was following along with you as you talk about each and every story, and I was like, oh, my heart. I was like, oh, my heart. I just like, oh, that's like so great for me. I just love them. I really like it. I did make a playlist of them too. I think that's my favorite like videos that I made this year that I can think of like off the top of my head. And then the last one is tag some fellow bookish content creators, and I tag people who are doing Vlogmas to keep it short and precise. So yeah, that's about it. If you did this tag, I know this tag has been floating, and I'm sure it's gonna be everywhere when these videos start popping up. And also, if you tag me earlier and this video is coming later, yeah, I did it. So yes, until then, I'll see you guys till next time. Bye.